Welcome to today's topic. Training is killing your gains, deload week. Or rather, a more appropriate title may be that training will kill your gains if you don't take a deload week. Please enjoy watching me deload as I talk about this subject. Let's talk first about what a deload week is and why you may or may not benefit from implementing deloads into your training. Firstly, why you might need a deload. Have you ever noticed you're not getting as sore and your body just feels heavy after your training session? Maybe it's the next day after a difficult session and you're questioning if you can even muster the energy to get off the couch, let alone do an entire workout. If that is you, then you might benefit from a deload. Secondly, maybe you're spinning your wheels at the gym. You go in, do your workout, you don't lift more weights or do more volume than you did the last time, then either one of three things is going on. You A, didn't push yourself hard enough, B, you're training fatigued, or C, you're stuck at a plateau. If you are in the B or C category, then you may benefit from a deload. Third, not recovering. This kind of falls into both the first 2 points. If your mind is too tired to get yourself off the couch, you feel heavy, fatigued, muscles are still sore, then these are all indicators you haven't recovered well enough from your previous workouts. Also, maybe you have a nagging pain in one area of your chest or shoulder or somewhere else. Remember, rest days are when the actual growth and recovery occurs, and the workouts are merely the stimulus. So if you train too much, then you could actually be leaving gains on the table. Please, if you are experiencing any of these signs or overworking, you should especially deload. Otherwise, pushing yourself too hard in a non-recovered state makes you more prone to injury. The fourth reason why you may need to deload is dreading your workout. Unless it's legs, then you have no excuse. Obviously joking, if you don't have that drive to bring yourself to the gym day after day, this is also a sign. Not having the motivation at the gym leads to a worse session, less weight lifted, and should go without saying, less gains. So if you have been feeling this way for maybe a week or more, consider deloading. Now, who should deload? Mostly everyone who is consistently training should deload, whether you're a bodybuilder, powerlifter, or play any demanding sports. People who are intermediate to advanced in their respective craft will benefit most for a few reasons. They are usually more consistently training. They also usually know how to push their training harder. Also, if they do weight training, they typically lift with more load than a beginner would, which puts more wear and tear on the muscles, joints, and ligaments. This group will benefit usually from more frequent deloading times, usually about every 4 weeks, whereas a beginner may benefit more around every 8 weeks. However, you know what you're experiencing better than I do, so you don't need to follow this exactly, but this gives a general framework of time. This gets into the third point. Noobs can still benefit. I know when I started lifting consistently, I didn't even know I could consider deloading. Heck, I didn't even know to write my workouts down or track my progress, and I eventually hit a ceiling for both my growth in size and strength. If you're new to anything and loving it, it's easy to jump overboard and do it all the time like your life depends on it. However, for most people, if they do this for any considerable period of time, they burn out. So consider adding a deload in just to keep your longevity in what you are enjoying doing. Next, let's talk about 2 groups of people who shouldn't deload. If you're inconsistently training or even don't train at all, then you shouldn't deload. Deloading only makes sense if you have been pushing your limits and built a considerable amount of fatigue, which makes it difficult to believe if you are inconsistent when training that you need to deload. However, if you are in this group and training too hard, you may be too sore to work out for a week, so gradually ease your way into things, especially if weight training. The second set of people who shouldn't is those who are consistent but are not training hard enough. If you aren't regularly hitting failure with your sets each session, then a deload is probably not for you. Finally, let's talk about the different types of deloads. The first of which is an entire week off, which I don't actually recommend. You might be thinking, hey, that contradicts the title of your video, that training is killing your gains. Well, yes, training to the point you need a deload is killing your gains. Taking an entire week off isn't the best way to go about it, though. Instead, going to the gym to still activate the muscles is a better option. Activating the muscles and allowing blood flow to them and your joints and ligaments will allow for faster recovery. In addition, it's easy to lose form and the weights feel extra heavy if you take an entire week off. Also, we don't want to do anything to break consistency and good habits. This brings us to the second set of options to deload more effectively. You can decrease the amount of weight you lift or the volume by 50 to 60%. What is generally recommended is either doing the same amount of weight and cutting the volume in half. So if you bench press 200 pounds for 4 sets of 10 reps normally and choose the option to lower the weight and drop this to 100 to 120 pounds of 4 sets of 10 reps, or if you choose the option to lower the volume, then 200 pounds for 2 sets of 10 reps. Another option for those who are mentally feeling burnt out and really considering that full week off may benefit more by lowering the intensity by both decreasing the weight and volume by 50%. These sets will probably feel like you aren't even lifting weight, but they will still increase the blood flow and be perfect opportunities to work on technique for the respective lift. The final option for a deload, which would likely help powerlifters or those hitting plateaus, is a selective deload. This is by taking usually one of the primary compound movements like squat, deadlift, or bench press, and deloading on the one that you aren't improving on by practicing either options 2 or 3 listed for the particular lift. That's it, guys. Please, if you haven't already subscribed, leave me a comment, and thank you so much for watching.